or villains.
Hi, I have two questions.
Okay.
One, would you ever release any of your albums on vinyl?
We've thought about that before. It's pretty expensive.
Fiscally irresponsible.
We definitely got as far as looking at album one and how many tracks we could fit on some of the smaller ones, even the bigger ones, and it's tough to know without knowing that everyone's going to.
Can you imagine Vice Quadrant on a vinyl? It's like a.
But yeah, not financially feasible for us yet. We would love to have like a more niche merchandise items, but they probably wouldn't sell as well as CDs.
And my second question is, would you ever sell a Steve wig in your merch store?
Nope.
Well, I guess he won't sanction it, so.
You can grow dreads.
Vice Quadrant question. Are the events in Firefire separate from the events of like the creation of Commander Cosmo? Or is that the same fire?
No comment.
We're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, we kind of made an oath that we would hold off on the answering
The spoilers.
The spoilers. But we do know what happened. We just made it very vague in the album because we could. Well, because you can't do that like in a movie. You can't make it vague.
You gotta give at least a nugget.
There is a twist to everything.
And we've seen some people guess parts of it, but you know, there's so many good twists out there that people.
Someone's already guessed the twist.
Yeah.
But there's so many
been
ones
in
that
limbo the whole time.
thought about so many other twists, and we're like, well, we definitely didn't think about that, but that's really cool. But yeah.
So would the new content be in like the comic or in the next album?
It's gonna be in a.
Just wait.
It's going to be in a media of some sort.
Just wait.
It's not going to be anything super huge because we know the album's based.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to appease people so they know that yes, we knew what was going on and make it a little less painful.
I think we should never let you guys know.
Half the fun is just imagining what it was for you.
Hello. I am an aspiring musician and I have my first concert in January. Do you have any advice for me?
Don't do it.
Are you nervous or just
I'm kind of
nervous?
I don't really know what I'm doing.
You should be. That's good. You're never not going to be nervous about it.
Yeah, every time we go on stage, we're nervous. That's how we know we're live. But you know, I think practice makes perfect. It also helps with nerves, because then when you know whatever you're going to do on stage so well, even when you screw up, you can always fall back into what feels comfortable on stage. So
Practice.
yeah, practice makes perfect. Because then even if you botch it, like you can always just find it again, and you'll just have that muscle memory.
I really admire that about you guys. Like, even if you mess up, you can just carry on, like you improv something.
Well, the audience doesn't like to see you fail, and when you fail, they would rather you get back up than continue failing.
We worked
So the audience is on your
the show.
side. The audience is always on your side.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to fail. If you mess up and you have to move on to something else, who gives a...
We've had to stop
No.
songs a number of times just because of mistakes. You just stop, you just start again, no big deal.
No one wants a secondhand embarrassment. The audience is always rooting for you, even so. That's the good thing.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And congratulations. It's not easy, so...
I'll try not to.
So one thing I was wondering back when I was like first making my costume, what material is your dress actually made out of?
Oh. Fabric.
And also, what brand of stage makeup do you guys use?
Good question. We use a mix of everything. For the metallics, we use Maron metallic powder, and we mix it with an alcohol solution, which Maron makes Maron mixing liquid. I know Ben Nye has their kind of metallic line as well, but we definitely use the alcohol-based metallic powders. And then everything else is more cream-based or water-based. I think I use a lot of water-based.
I use Maron for my white. I use some Snazaroo. Yeah, Maron's pretty good.
I agree. Maron.
The-
for life.
Not all the brands are too pricey, but we definitely keep with the ones that are a little more well-known because their quality's a little better. Don't get Party City stuff. Yeah, it'll work. It'll totally work.
Hi, so my question is about the Vice Quadrant. First of all, I wanted to say that I've been listening to it whenever I'm not working nonstop, and really speaks to me. And I just wonder if you made a comment during something that I saw online that said that you did this kind of because it was a passion project instead of it's what you thought your fans wanted. Is that the direction that you're going in for the next album?
Excellent question.
There's not going to be any passion in this next project. all fan-based content. No, it's hard to say. That's a great question. Because Vice Quadrant was definitely something we strove for ourselves.
We definitely don't go out of our way to make something that people will hate. But, you know, we obviously have our own ideas of, oh man, it would be fun to make something like this, rather than, oh man, we need to remake album 1 again, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like,
Yeah.
we always want to do the next thing that interests us. But we do have that in mind, like what fans like about, like we know Honeybee's a popular song. That doesn't necessarily mean we'll go make 5 more Honeybees, but we kind of see what people like about the act. Like, we never know. We just kind of throw this stuff out there, and then it comes back, and people are like, oh, this song was really popular. We didn't know it was going to be popular.
I guess one of the archetypes that follows album through album is a hero song, so that's something that's just kind of, it's fun for us to write stories, you know, it's fun for us to write these stories and have them exist in a universe and all that jazz. So it's just interesting.
But SteamWorld Heist is definitely going to be, we're thinking more along, it sounds somewhere in between album 1 and 2 Cent Show, I think.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, once it gets released, we'll see what everyone else says.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
She's being serious about listening to it over and over again. I'm her daughter, and I come home once a week.
Nice.
We apologize. I'm sorry for your voice.
Take that album, man.
I was wondering, how do you create and flesh out characters, like original characters, so well?
Thank you. I didn't know we did.
I mean, compared to you guys, I can barely come up with a name and like what kind of character it is, and you guys have entire universes and actual names for your characters.
You know, I guess it does help to have multiple people to kind of bounce ideas off of. I know Rav went through a number of names. At first he was Rex, but then we were like, no, that's not creative enough. That's just,
Wait a minute, that's just the character.
that's just because he's supposed to be the ancestor. His ancestor's supposed to be Rex Marksley, so it's like.
Also, putting little in the front of a name helps create the iconographic characters that you come to appreciate.
Well, anything we make, we don't have so much attachment of seriousness, because if everyone laughs at it, they're like, ah, that's what I meant, ha ha ha, I was supposed to be funny. But I think some of the characters are easier, like, because we just have been thinking about them for years. And that's just kind of how it is, like, I don't know, when you've been a kid, not that some of these are from our childhood, but, you know, we tell stories in our heads, and I think a lot of people are natural storytellers.
Yeah.
Not that you're able to convey that to an audience, but everyone, I think, has their own ideas for stuff out there. Just look at the internet.
We've been doing it for a while, so I mean, even the robots are starting to have their own backstories, like Hatchworth in particular, I think was one of the first that just had.
Yeah.
Because we had to spin well, why haven't we seen this robot before? And Rabbit has kind of a dark backstory, and Spine's gonna have some stuff that you're gonna see soon, and I mean, just like Peter, we've had to think about the comic and what is his journey, what is he learning? He's been around for so long, like, I don't know, you spend enough time with it, the history just starts coming to you.
And some of the Peter Walter and stuff, like, we've had those ideas in our head for a while, so we've been able to make changes, and since there's no, like, canon out there that kind of explains the whole story, we've been able to kind of knead it into a more cohesive, interesting story, even though we haven't really released something that shows it all.
Daydreaming is a good start. If you're in school and you're like in a class, if you're daydreaming, just pretend like you're reading
all those classes that don't matter in biology.
I actually, I was in a boring English class and I wrote like 6 pages of my OC's backstory.
Yeah. You can speak, your English is beautiful. You don't need that class. Work on that story. Stay in school, kids, education is important.
Well, it's important to learn what you want to learn. If you want to do art, then do it.
Okay, thank you very much.